There's one more thing that is coming with this functional programming and declarative syntax. That is called reactive programming. Apple has introduced a framework called Combine that takes advantage of that. You must have encountered scenarios where you want to react to a user input or react to some event on some other part of the code. So how do you do that when you are using these functional programming and declarative statements? Okay, so let's look at that as well. Okay, so we will say reactive pipeline. So this is very similar to how we saw this example with higher order functions. But we need to import combined framework from Apple. Let's say I have the same array. I keep it simple, 1, 2, 3, and then we do a map to again like take the square of the each element. And then what we need to do here is, so someone could react to these. So let's say 1, 2, 3 are the inputs, and we are getting transformed values from these 1, 2, 3. That is 1, 4, 9. What if someone wants to react to these values as they happen? So let's say like someone is appending, someone is triggering some events, and then you want to react to those events somewhere else in the code. So what you do is you take the publisher of the underlying array. You can say let number publisher. So now you have the number publisher. So what it is doing essentially is, because this map is going to output 149, the publisher will just publish those values of 149 after you, that is coming from the map. Now in like far away in your code, right, what you can do is, I'm just giving a very simple example for you to understand. So anywhere else in your code, what you can do is have that same number publisher, and you create a sync. You create a sync, and then you can do anything there. Let's say I'll just print the values. Again, so you see the same output, 149. So how this is working is, it's creating a publisher that's publishing these values as events. And once you declare a sync, you can assume this as like, I mean, this works very similar to heat sink. So if you have a heat sink, all the heat will flow towards the sink, right? So the publisher is just publishing these events with this value, and wherever you create this sink, these values are going to flow through this sink. And once they flow through this sink, they will print, it will print them one by one. Again, this is using the first argument that's coming from the sink. So again, this is a declarative API because you just said that I'm creating a sink, say a heat sink, that this publisher should have at this point in the code. And whenever you say that, all the values that publisher has will flow through that sink. And this array could be a variable array, right? And then as you add elements, all the new elements are going to flow through this. So this is reacting, as you can see, this is reacting to the publisher that was defined here. You can pass this number publisher anywhere in the code and then create a sync, and then you have the event and reaction of that event anywhere in the code. So that's what in the simplest term Combine enables us to do. You must have used notification center and distributed notification center. So now those also, if you send the notification center, this also gives a publisher API. So whenever you want to use like declarative syntax, always look for publisher from the existing Apple APIs. So what Combine did was it added like publisher for most frequent used APIs. So notification center has a publisher API. As you can say, array has a publisher API. So always look for publisher APIs if you want to write a reaction based code.